Story 1. Most of my dreams revolve around being chased. I don't know why, but it seems I'm always running away from something which might reflect my anxieties. Story 2. My dreams progress. I am able to have lucid dreams off and on, but even if they're not lucid, I'm able to learn from previous dreams and overcome obstacles that present themselves. For example, I kept winding up in this 4-story house in my dreams where the upper floors were haunted by this fearsome ghost. After multiple attempts, I was able to climb up to the 4th floor where the ghost lived, which was terrifying, knock a hole in the wall, and let the daylight in, which caused the ghost to flee and the entire house to collapse. Story 3. I am always late for something, like running through a never-ending hallway to catch a flight or missing an exam I did not know I had. The best part? I somehow end up wearing the most random outfit, usually pajamas. Story 4. When I am stressed, I usually see that I am in a car where the brakes do not work. I push the pedal as much as I can, but I don't decelerate enough. Most of the time, the car goes backward, and I don't have control. Not a nice feeling. Story 5. I don't have flying dreams, but I do have dreams where I can jump really high and really far, like I'm a flea or a jumping spider. Also, I usually can't run or things feel in slow motion. Story 6. It's rather random. Maybe my dream is creative on its own. Like, I would go to another world and I am counted as the alien there. And then there is a time I'm a cat of a royal family, and I am cherished by everyone because, if not, they will be punished by my fur mom queen herself. Story 7. Have a paper to write or an exam to sit. I'm totally overwhelmed because I forgot I had even registered and didn't attend a single lecture. It's been more than 2 decades since I graduated from college. Story 8. I suddenly realize I've completely forgotten to take care of a pet or multiple pets for a long time, always something in a tank like fish or lizards. I panic and rush to see what the damage is, but instead of being dead or emaciated, they've actually been breeding out of control and now there are animals everywhere, and I don't know what to do with them. I may have too many pets. Story 9. I have recurring dreams about living in a house that I've never seen before. A different house each time, and I find extra rooms, fully furnished and ridiculous, that I didn't know existed before. I'm usually excited about the extra rooms unless they're evil. They're evil about half the time, even if there's nothing visibly wrong with them. Story 10. Symbolic interactions with people I know, sometimes with people I don't even talk to that much or with whom I don't talk at all. I think it is pretty common, but I find my dreams to be extremely accurate on how I feel about ongoing situations in my life or unresolved ones from the past. And, when I remember them, they often are worth reflecting on. Story 11. I keep having dreams that I'm stuck in high school and I can't find my class. I had a dream the other night that I was looking for my class, and I went to the office to look for my schedule. The staff were telling me that I was too old to be in high school. Story 12. Not being myself. In my dreams, I am almost always someone else, and when I am, it is because I am trying to protect someone, usually someone younger than me. Story 13. Sex. Constantly and sometimes within seconds of meeting someone in my dream. Generally, I'm on the cusp of waking up and will very rarely finish the deed. Another one is what I call frustration dreams. Maybe I'll be teeing up a golf ball and it keeps falling off the tee over and over again. Or I'm trying to go to work and I'm depending on someone else for a ride. I'm already 2 hours late, and the person I'm depending on just won't get their act together and get moving, and I'm getting mad. In other dreams, I'm driving and I just can't stop for stop signs in time and keep running through them. Or I'm somehow driving remotely and just floating way up above the car, steering it somehow. I often lose sight of the car or lose control or something. Classic dreams where my teeth are falling out. Or I'm in high school despite being in my 30s, or playing Little League while in my 30s. Sometimes I'll end up sleeping on my back with my arms over my head. So in my dreams, I'll be unable to lower my arms. Another common recurring dream is using a restroom that's either really dirty or has no privacy or doesn't have a proper toilet or urinal. Usually in the dreams, the urine will be splashing all over the place and I'm thoroughly disgusted. When I wake up, I take that as a sign I should go to the real bathroom. I often witness plane crashes in my dreams. When I go to call emergency services, I have difficulty dialing the numbers. In the dream, I'll almost remember the previous other dreams where I thought I witnessed a plane crash and it was a false alarm, but I'll think that this one is for real. By the time I'm able to dial emergency services successfully, the plane crash will somehow not have ever happened. And all sorts of other weird, repeating themes. I don't see how it could even be possible, but I've always thought that if people are ever able to record or view dreams, it will revolutionize the entire concept of entertainment. Story 14. I have a recurring dream where I'm back in high school, super late for class, except I don't even remember what my schedule is or what my locker combination is, and it's just a huge stressful situation. I don't know what the meaning of it is, though. Story 15. After I graduated high school 20 years ago, I would have dreams about forgetting my locker combination and missing the bus. That went on for at least 8 years after the fact. Story 16. My brain likes to fill in the blanks in very frustrating ways. I dream I'm aboard a spaceship. Yeah, my brain is going to use the interior of a shopping mall to render the internal corridors. While you are trying to fix the hyperdrive, just ignore that lady trying to return a pair of pants at the Target store. Last night, I was on the island from Lost. I was heading back to camp, which was right next to a tourist resort. It really spoils the immersion of my adventures. Story 17. Never the same thing twice, but it's always something that makes perfect sense while I'm in the dream. However, as soon as I wake up, I realize it's the weirdest scenario imaginable. Story 18. Here are some common scenarios. Somehow driving a car from the back seat and the car speeding up when I try to slam the brake. All my teeth falling out. Showing up to high school and being told I missed a class all semester and that I'm super behind or have a test I didn't study for. Story 19. I have these dreams where roads and bridges are all looping roller coasters. Sometimes I drive on them with no problem, sometimes I fall off to my death or awakening, and sometimes I just glide over them on foot, as if on invisible roller skates. Once I took a wrong turn and ended up in outer space instead of at work. Story 20. Death and helplessness. I've had the same dream for the last 4 months. Every week. I'm in a hole in the ground in a forest, just sitting there at the bottom. My wife appears at the top and asks me why I'm sitting there, giving up, and tells me that I need to climb. So I climb, and she cheers me on, telling me I'm better than this, to not give up. I get halfway and fall to the bottom. The minute I hit the bottom, I wake up startled and sweating. I go back to bed, and I regain consciousness at the bottom of the pit again. This time, my mother appears and says the same thing. So I climb, same scenario, hit the bottom, wake up panting, back to sleep, rinse and repeat. It's always the order of my wife, my mother, my brother, my niece, but she is older, maybe a teenager. And the last time with my niece, I wake up. It is always 3 minutes until my alarm, no matter if I went to bed 4 hours ago or 10. I don't know what it means, and I can't figure it out. Story 21. Recently, I realized I'm dreaming, a lucid dream, and then I get excited and tell everyone else in my dream that I'm dreaming, and that they're just a figment of my imagination. Then I wake up. Story 22. All of my dreams are anxiety dreams. It's anything and everything that would produce anxiety in me. Leaving the house naked, losing a child and being unable to find them, car accidents, a test I didn't study for, being very late to an important event, arguing with family, animal attacks. Story 23. Running. Not necessarily being chased, but running at high speed across strange landscapes. Dodging trees, leaping so far I'm practically flying. Faster and faster. They're kind of exhilarating, really. I actually wishlist a game on Steam because I saw the trailer and thought, holy crap, they're making a game out of my running dreams. Story 24. The impossible simple task. This happens often enough that I have gone lucid when noticing it. Something simple you just can't seem to do. Find your way to a room, open a jar, even pick up an object. The dream gets more and more elaborate in preventing the action. Also, no one else seems to mention this. I myself am often not in my dreams. They are third person like a movie. Story 25. I'm back at one of my 2 high schools a lot. I realize I don't know what my class schedule is or that I haven't been to a particular class in days, but my grade is still fine. Another thing is I run red lights all the time when driving. I'll slam the brakes, but it doesn't matter. I still go through. Story 26. Being late for school, trying to get ready at home. I can never find my shirts or clothes. Always a weird version of my old room. Or not being able to find my locker in school. Or being in a changing room with so many disgusting toilets overflowing everywhere. Or being chased by someone at my work. I've been out of high school for about 13 years. Story 27. I tend to have variations of the same for subjects. Old empty houses, tornadoes, that my pets are missing, and that a long-deceased family member is, in fact, still alive. They've just been forgotten for several decades. Story 28. Whenever I'm sick, my dream will have some incomprehensible puzzle that is impossible to complete. But I can never explain what the puzzle is or describe it after I've woken up. I just remember doing something complicated or repetitive and never being able to achieve it. It only happens if I am physically sick in real life, though. Story 29. Searching for a bathroom. I only find the most horribly disgusting bathroom imaginable. After working up the courage to use it, I leave but realize I still need to use the restroom, so I search for another bathroom. Story 30. Buying a new house is cool because you get to explore each one, the different floor plans and locations, and sometimes they're really huge or have secret rooms or such. One time, though, I was dreaming something unrelated and then suddenly remembered all those houses. I immediately went into a panic, realizing I hadn't been paying bills or taxes on any of them, and I had no idea where they were or how many I owned. Story 31. Mine are always science fiction or fantasy dreams. Always like, I don't know, Skyrim-esque or video game-like. I like to think it's like that because way back in middle school, I used to have a lot of weird, scary dreams, mostly ones where dinosaurs chased me, and I would wake up drenched in sweat. So I started to curate my dreams. I found out I could kind of do this by vividly imagining things before sleep, and my brain would carry it over. I did this enough and it just goes. Watch a movie before bed. Chances are my dream is going to be that modified. Now, I quite like my dreams. It's always like watching a movie or playing a game. A few get a bit too exciting, and I wake up in sweat, but thinking, damn, that was exciting. Because, yeah, I may be chased by a pack of raptors, but it was so realistic and exciting. Story 32. I have a recurring sort of dream where I am with family or friends in a big hub like an airport or train station, and I get separated from everyone. Every time we meet up, someone else from the group is gone. So we keep losing each other and wandering through the area. We are not necessarily lost, but we are not getting to wherever we need to go. Story 33. The brakes in my car are not working. It is not a complete malfunction, but I am never able to come to a full stop. Even when I am almost stopped, the car still goes forward no matter how hard I press the pedal. I have never actually crashed, but it would be at a fairly slow speed. Story 34. I got contacted by my school. There's a class I haven't attended since the semester began. The final is tomorrow. It involves assembling a functioning planet, and I have 12 hours to complete it. I graduated 10 years ago and am licensed and employed. Night after night, I wake up screaming this to myself. Story 35. In one dream, I see an eyeball split open the sky. 2 angels come to Earth, and I know that they will kill me. In another dream, years later, 2 angels give me a piece of paper to eat and then take me to a beach. I sit in the sand and watch this eyeball made of beautiful and peaceful light dance in the sky. In one dream, an old man pulls me out of the ground, where I had fused up to my chest. He tells me to follow him. Some years later, I dream that I'm walking around a stone and the old man is praying. His praying shoots a beam into the stone. The beam shoots to the sky and I shoot up with it. I find myself on the moon. For a while, I dreamed about a girl I used to know. I got tired of thinking about her, so I asked the dreams to help me get over her. First, it shows me getting fused to the ground, see above, and then I get surrounded by young women who suffocate me. An old man pulls me out, see above. In the next dream, I see her, but we're sitting in a bedroom and everything's in black and white. I know that I won't see her again, both in the real world and in my dreams. It's a sad thing. In the next dream, I walk with her to a ritual in a massive amphitheater. She disappears, and when I see her again, She's transformed into a shining, radiant figure. From then on, she would never wear the mask of the person I knew. From there, she'd transform into a meditating goddess, and from there into an old woman. Cool stuff. Took about 7 years to get through all of it. Story 36. I have a very kind and respectful relationship with my family, but for some reason, I have several dreams in which either one of them dies, fights with me, or lets me down in some sort of way. I can't stress enough how healthy a relationship we have, and yet this happens. Story 37, me being in negative situations. Me being embarrassed in front of people, me getting mocked because I am doing things wrong, me getting chased, and so on. Story 38. Back when I was in college, the common theme was failing a class. Like either I would totally miss a critical class, be unaware, thus unprepared, for a big test, or realize that big essay was due tomorrow, and I had no topic for it. It was always something, and I would be there going, "Oh no," before waking up. Story 39. Flying. Like I'm flying over places I've been and places I'd like to go, watching people go about their days. Extremely vivid. And often, I can choose to land and walk around unnoticed. These dreams give me a great sense of peace.